Manchester United with another win today, this time 3-0 against Aston Villa, means that they have closed the gap to just 1 point on Leicester City with 4 games to go. Here to reflect on that victory, Shaka, Hislop and Stevie Nicol. Stevie, I'll tell you what, United are fun to watch at the moment.
Oh, going forward, it's everything you want to see. It's movement, it's pace, it's directness. And on the end of it, they've got goals. So going forward, I mean, just sensational. And of course, when you've got a team that every chance they get with the ball go at the opposition, it means your defence has got nothing much to do. So, I mean, so far, right now, no question, the team in form is Manchester United.
Shaka, during the break, you know, we talked a lot about United and where they're going and which direction maybe they should take. Should they stick with Ollie? How significant was the signing of Bruno Fernandes? Well, they've certainly answered their critics and then some. Who would have thought Bruno would be such a key to all of this?
I didn't. I have to admit. Even when he was laying, you know, through December and early January, you thought Bruno Fernandes coming in, is he really the player that totally transformed Manchester United? We felt that they had far more problems than just one player could fix. But Bruno Fernandes has, at the very least, I'll take ownership of it, proven me wrong. He's been simply outstanding. Everything he does, just the way this team now plays, the confidence that they have, Paul Pogba trying things that he didn't or wasn't trying earlier on in the season. Martial looking interested in a way that we hadn't seen for maybe a couple of seasons. It really has been that big a transformation, all thanks to Bruno Fernandes.
So many positives. You know, we talked a lot as well. Could Pogba and Fernandes, could they play together? Well, they can, and they both scored today as well, Stevie.
Yeah, but I think the key is that, for me anyway, the key is that, you know, Fernandes had shown before Pogba came back that he could carry and lift this team. But I'll tell you what, he's carried and lifted Pogba for me as well. I think we're now seeing the type of player in Pogba we thought that Manchester United were getting. You know, a big, tall, strong, arrogant, you know, smooth running Rolls Royce with ability and panache. And that's what he's shown us over these last couple of games alongside Fernandes. So, you know, Fernandes really has been the key. And my goodness, Paul Pogba he looks like the player that, as I said, Man United thought they were getting.
Completely, Shaq. You can see that he's just loving it.
He is. And we said this before the break. Paul Pogba makes a good team better. But he doesn't make a mediocre team any good. And I think that's what you're seeing. You hoped for the transformation, Manchester United's transformation under Paul Pogba, that you're now seeing under Bruno Fernandes. Pogba couldn't do that. Bruno Fernandes has delivered, and Paul Pogba has taken it up a gear. And you're seeing that, not just in the way he's taking his goals and the fact that he's getting into the box a whole lot more than he was previously. But if you just look at some of his passes, even some that just kind of go a little bit wayward, he's creative, he's inventive, he's taking chances, which is all Manchester United I've ever asked of Paul Pogba, but he just hasn't been able to deliver before now.
How good's Mason Greenwood, Stevie?
Wow, it gets better every time you see him. You know, if anybody thought the goal he scored the other day with his right foot was just a bit of a fluke and he swung at it, well, you look at the one today, another right footer, an absolute bullet, a dagger straight into the bottom corner. And he just, again, he looks smooth. He looks as though he doesn't have a care in the world, and probably doesn't. You know, he's playing as a teenager, and he looks as though he's playing as a teenager amongst men. But if you're defending against him, it's an absolute nightmare because you don't know where to take him. If you take him inside on his left, that looks so sweet and so cool, then he finishes it off. If you take him on his right, as he's shown us recently, he'll just smash it in the back of the net. Absolute nightmare for defenders and fantastic as a teammate.
Shaka, what on earth is going on outside your house?
My gardener showed up again. Right on cue.
Has he cut the grass?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. We hardly heard him,
He's
Shaka.
leaving now. He's driving off now. My daughter went to tell him to come back.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.